broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Do we look weird?
You all right there?
We kind of look weird in that camera. We look really purple.
Well, I think you guys look good.
Really?
I can't even see that. Hey everybody, how you doing? I am Jonny Manganello here for AFTERBUZZ After Show for Big Brother 17. Wow, we have quite a lot to talk about tonight. So much happened on tonight's episode and all week long, really. So we're happy to have you here and talk game. I have a beautiful panel. You guys, you're so pretty.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. You don't want to introduce yourselves?
Yeah, I do. My name is Lauren Lograsso. Glad to be with you tonight, and you can find me on Twitter at LoloLogro, LOLOLOGRO, and Facebook.com/Lauren Lograsso.
What's up, guys? I'm Nicholas Grava. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Nicholas Grava.
And I'm here. You can find me on Twitter at Grants__Rants. It's Grants.
Oh, it's 2 underscores.
2 underscores.
Oh. Hi guys, like I said, I'm Jonny Manganello. You can find me at Jonny Mangs on Twitter and Instagram. And I'm on Snapchat as well.
Oh, yeah. Me too. I just got on there.
Also.
Snip, snap.
Are you guys at us?
Snap us.
We'd love to snap at you.
You guys, please tweet at us all night long. You can tweet individually to us, or you can use the hashtag #ABTVBigBrother. We'll be looking at Twitter all night live, and we'll be on the chat roll on the actual YouTube page.
Yep.
Yes,
You guys, we announced that we're going to have the guest Audrey from season 17, the season
This
we've
one.
been watching. We're still waiting on Audrey to get back to us. We're trying to call her, so hopefully she will be calling in very soon.
Flanges crossed.
Help us out.
Yeah.
Help us out.
Yeah, tweet at her.
Yeah.
Tell her, hey, girl, call in AFTERBUZZ.
Wake her up. Wake her up.
Yeah, we want to talk to her, so.
Yeah. So yeah, if Audrey, if you're out there and you're watching, we are trying to add you on Skype. So
Yep. Add us back, girlfriend.
add us back. Don't make us feel so
Yeah,
sad.
we feel so sad and unloved.
Great week, crazy week, right?
Yeah.
Kooks.
Kooky.
Yeah.
As you know what, honestly, as the season gets deeper, it's people starting to like really cut in the beginning, no one likes everybody, so it's so easy to go off and choose different people. Now people are just starting to be cutthroat, and I mean I like it. It makes for good television. So
Yeah, the stakes are definitely higher at the end of the series, at the end of the season. Lauren, you want to show the folks at home what you just did?
I'm doing the motion of a cutthroat.
That little flower in there looks nice.
Thanks. It came all the way from Hawaii.
The island of...
Hawaii.
But which one?
Oahu.
Oh, okay. What's so funny, Nick?
I was laughing at you guys in your correspondence. Everyone's really happy that we are here. They're excited too.
Oh,
Thanks,
we
guys.
love
Thanks
you.
for being in the chat roll. And
Thank
if
you for
have
being so
questions,
supportive.
Just get on there.
You're the best fans. Like,
They're
I
the
mean, obviously
truth.
we're all fangirls together, but you are the best and nicest people. I love talking with you on the internet. Thank you for being so cool.
Yeah.
Looking at this week, what did you think of who's left in the house? This was the first time I was watching the show, and I wasn't as excited as I was in the past because I feel like there were some people there, and I was like, okay, all right, you're still here. All right, you're still here. And the people that I wanted to see weren't there anymore.
I know. It's like we're getting a few real duds in the house at this point.
Crazy to me that these are the people that are left. I would have voted. I mean, I would honestly be 90% wrong about who was left in this house.
Well, Grants__Rants, I think you bring up a great point because it is a strange crew left in the house.
Yeah.
I feel like the people who've been in the house and have been doing the voting haven't been voting with their heads part of the time. Because why are these twins still here?
No,
They're
that's
voting
the
with
thing.
the power, and
Well,
that's clearly what's the theme of this.
You know what it is with me? It's just I have less people now to root for. There's more people in the house that I don't want to see win than I do want to see
And
win.
now that Johnny Mac's gone, teardrops on my guitar, Taylor Swift style. But I will say, the fact, where's camera shot? Like, I'm really good at this one. The fact that
You're not on that one.
Well, sometimes it's on a wide shot.
Go ahead, make your very powerful point.
Why don't we just put it on Nick's face? Because apparently that's what everybody wants to see.
It's a very attractive face.
Go ahead.
No, let me
please.
tell you something. Folks at home, I'm probably just as angry as you are, if not more angry, because these twins are still in the house. Write them the check. I mean, write them the damn check.
You did
because
say that.
Who is gonna win? A twin.
One is
Who's gonna
definitely
win
going to
a
make it to the
twin?
end. One is definitely going to make it to the end. It's
First
just
of
the way
all,
it's set up.
I don't know. Watch season 5, and you know
actually.
that the twins will both be able to join in the game after 5 evictions. You get the twin out before they can come into the house. If they make it through the first 5 evictions, they are the first target, and there's no blood on your hands because you can say, "Wow, you just split off like a cell from 1 to 2."
You just split that cell in
They're like a
half.
cancer in this house.
They were so worried about
keep
numbers, though. In their defense, they wanted to have another number on their side. But
Yeah.
when you get down to it, like now,
Right.
those numbers are not helpful.
Shelly and Clay wanted that, and
Yeah.
look who's gone.
True, it really didn't work.
Schley.
I think the only. Did you say that next week is a double eviction?
It is.
I think
How do you know
that's
that?
the way.
That's how it
The
always
internet.
goes.
Paul Bentley.
Well, it said it
Guys,
on the
I
show
am making
tonight.
a very important
Okay,
point
sorry, go
here.
ahead, honey.
I think that is the way to get these twins out. If you could align it, get them both out in one shot, because they're both going to be with 2 people campaigning. It's never going to happen. You need to do it just really quick. Pull the Band-Aid. I don't think it will happen, but that's how I'd like to see it. Imagine one night.
One
both
twin
of them
double
gone.
eviction.
Twin
It's
1, twin
coming
2.
up.
Would love that.
Well, Liz has to go. Because
Yeah.
Julie and
Yeah.
Austin are not as close as Liz and Austin, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
What do you
Yeah.
mean?
Liz and Austin are intimate.
Well, they just are friendly.
Dirty.
They are so friendly.
How do you know that?
Well, no.
Oh, come on.
The
How
life
do you not
feeds?
know?
Oh, were you not
Oh,
here
you
for
weren't
the
here
show?
last
No,
We
what
have
happened?
Fingergate.
Fingergate.
Yes.
We talked for
Oh,
like
because there was a fingering situation.
We
Did you
talked
like that
for-
I did the motion?
Yes.
Flag it.
Just in case if you were wondering.
Jane. Anybody get that reference?
We're getting
No.
flagged for explicit.
Things were moving in the bed.
Jane. The comeback. Very
Okay,
good show.
Rotor here is saying that can Meg get eliminated? I'm with you. I think she offers nothing. She hasn't won a competition. Why in the hell? Want to talk about a floater? Right
Yeah.
there.
She is the biggest floater that ever existed.
I like
I
her,
gotta
but it's
appreciate
time to go.
I don't even
like her.
like
but
her.
You
I don't know that I would even call her a floater. Like a floater is someone who floats from powerful person to
She's
powerful
just not
person.
even trying.
Right. She's more like a
She's-
sinker.
Yeah,
She's
and she
just
falls
very
on her
buoyant.
face.
She's just there. She's not even
Yeah.
trying to
Buoyant.
float. Yeah.
Even on the live feeds, I guess someone threw chocolate at her or something, and she had a black eye. Like, even
the
that
chocolate?
happened.
You know she's got subclinical scurvy, and she really needs some vitamin C if that's happening.
I guess
I'm
so.
gonna mail some to that house. I don't want that girl getting a black eye.
Before we
Shoot.
jump into the specifics of the week, this is just a little chit chat, but I do want to mention Julie's Chen outfit.
Yeah.
Okay,
Let's
we
talk
need to
about
talk
this.
about it. I hate to talk about women's appearance and clothes because I do think that that's a really easy thing to target. But when it's so good, you gotta go for it.
Wait a minute. We will talk about anybody. No.
Yeah, everyone's
True.
fair game on this show.
Everyone's
That's
fair
what I
game
want to
on this
make
point,
clear.
And we usually say Julie Chen looks great.
We do. But
the most
today
part,
we
yeah.
have to talk about the fact that she looked like one of 2 things. One, either she was a 7th grader who got really dressed up for her first day of school and was super geeked that she was wearing a shirt that matched her shoes and did her hair with a little thing and then had the thing hanging down there. Or what did you guys say?
I thought she was a dancer.
Yeah.
I thought she was getting ready to do a little show
I
for
think,
us.
I think she had cardio bar class after, and she just had to rush away from the studio. I
All
get
she
it.
had to do was
Convenient.
slip off those matching
Yeah.
shoes and just go barefoot. God bless.
Julie. And I loved, while we're talking about Julie, how about when she referenced the robot? Chenbot, of course.
Oh my
being
God!
Very
And she
famous
made
and Big Brother.
like a robot face.
Yes.
She's like,
I
like that
it.
she can laugh at herself.
Yeah.
yeah, I do
like
too.
that
I
too.
appreciate that.
All right,
I
so-
thought it was a brilliant moment.
So while we wait
Brilliant.
for Audrey, we still haven't heard from her, which is so sad because we did we confirmed with her, and I hope everything's all right.
I'm
back
sure
in,
it's just technical difficulties.
Back in what, Georgia? Yeah.
Georgia, that's where she lives.
So we started off the week last week with that sort of pseudo endurance competition. Austin ended up winning, and Grant, you were saying it was tailor made for Austin.
Well, that whole challenge, of course, once I learned that it was down to both James and him, and they were going to have to, sprint to this button. Well, if you've got someone with long legs and someone with shorter legs, it's just the natural progression of one person needs to take a few less steps than the next.
Yeah.
True.
It doesn't matter how fast you are, and of course, Austin being so tall, and I don't don't know if sex has anything to do with it, but I was like, okay, got it. I mean,
Wait,
you
what?
look at like
What did
people
you
who
just
race.
say?
I don't know if sex, like male, female.
okay.
Were you thinking sex?
I was thinking because like he's getting
Okay.
some, maybe he's
Oh,
released
no.
a little bit more, and he's like able.
Oh, yeah, his
yeah.
endurance
Hey,
is
that
up.
could have been a
Maybe
variable
Kimberly helped him
too.
out.
Yeah.
No, but I just feel like, okay.
He's not as pent up. He's able to run faster.
If you look at people who run sprints, and they look a lot like Austin's body types, I'm like, all right, here we
Hey,
go.
you're not James. Wouldn't that be funny if I just noticed that?
Yeah,
James Lott Jr.
James Lott Jr.
We're a little different.
No, I'm
We look
sorry
a
to
little
interrupt
different.
you. I just do want to give a shout out to
Yes.
our favorite James Lott.
Yes.
Junior.
He is this.
The Junior is our favorite. No, our favorite James.
Yeah.
Yes.
I like him even more than.
What are you trying to say?
Hillbilly.
We love James. James is our
James in the
amazing
booth.
engineer. He's so great.
Flash that $1 million smile. for
Let
the folks
the
at home.
folks
Give him a
see
little-
your $1 million smile.
Twinkle, twinkle.
Little teeth.
No, but James Lott Jr. is hopefully at home watching us right now. We miss you, and we'll see you next week.
We miss you.
Speaking
Yes,
of James,
James.
you guys, I loved the package this week.
Asian
that they
hillbilly?
did.
Or
Yeah,
hillbilly
Yeah.
I
Asian?
thought it made me on the likability factor went up times 10.
I agree.
It made
Yeah.
me have a little crush on him.
And if this
He's
was
funny.
if this was like, I don't know, the real world, it would be great. But there's money at stake. He's got to play the game. I can't. He can't just run around the house and scare the twins and say, "Oh, look at me, I make great TV."
That's
no,
getting
James, you got
old.
to pick up your game.
Is
girl.
it getting old? I think it's funny.
I'm
It's funny,
sick of
but it's
it.
not Big Brother.
I'm
Put
sick of
honey in
it.
Steve's mouth and I will laugh.
so
I'm
hard.
over it. I feel like we've seen a couple of these
Hold
things
on,
now.
but
I'm
you're
ready.
okay with Meg just sitting there? At least this dude gives us some entertainment.
Did he say that?
Yeah, he did. I was like, I don't like Meg.
I
and
like
he
Meg.
said,
I like Meg. As a person, yes.
thank you.
I shouldn't defend people.
Thank you.
When I don't know.
This is
what
the
I'm
last
talking
time you
about.
would come at me.
Meg's giving me no reason not to like her, unlike Austin, who said he's going to play this game as Judas and then played Vanessa's game.
Oh my gosh, someone had the best tweet.
What?
We know how Judas, quote unquote, we always have to put Judas in quotes because
Right.
as we know, he's non-existent. He made the speech and goes, life is meaningless. So some lady who's brilliant on Twitter goes, yeah, life is meaningless. And so is Judas.
I like that a lot.
It was brilliant.
that-
And it's
that
true.
speech, though. That
It made
speech.
no sense whatsoever.
Bro, you're not.
He was spinning.
Why? What was the point, though?
Well,
Honestly.
speaking of Judas, vomit. And by the way, they're in such a good position. That's the most frustrating part. But whatever. Austin won HOH and then nominated Steve and Johnny Mac. Which, okay, folks, one more thing, and then I'll be done with John's rants. At this point of the game, most people in the house are gonna be playing the veto competition. Don't rely on the back door because look what happened this week. Vanessa won anyway. Okay,
I don't think he was ever going to put her up, though.
but okay.
But now
then
he doesn't
fine.
have the option.
Fine, great. So Johnny Mac's gone. So now what? Now Vanessa's still in the house. The twins are still in the house. Austin's still in the house. It's the same boring game. And what Austin could have done is made a move and put up Vanessa. Why is everyone so scared? Because, and Liz last week was like, I'll let someone get Vanessa out later. It's fine. If you keep saying that, she's
She's
gonna
not
make it
gonna
to
get
the
out.
end. And also, you need to win the money at the end. You need to make good moves going up to the end. Otherwise, you're not going to win the money.
Well, they're making it hotter of themselves, saving these people to the end. Because at some point, this little threesome, foursome, whatever the it is going to have to go at each other. And those are four people I wouldn't want to be going up against.
What do you guys think at home? Like, are you disappointed with who's left? Because I know I'm
am.
disappointed that the big personalities that I loved, who I also thought were game players, play more game than the people in the house right now. Davon, Jason,
Oh, Mama
Audrey.
Day. Mama Day.
I just missed them.
love
It was a
her.
different
Too.
season. There was a different spice when they were on the
I
show.
Right.
totally agree. It's been kind of like whitewashed a little bit now.
It was more
A little
interesting.
less intense.
There's no
With who's there.
conflict if these people stay in, except annoyance for us from the audience. Sometimes I wish they played the game thinking about what would be interesting from our perspective. And I know that's completely unrealistic and they need to do what's good for their game in their opinion. But man, it really stinks for us that all the good players are taken out.
But I don't think anybody is. I think you're right. No one's making good TV, but I also think very few people are making good game moves.
Right.
So you might
Because
as well
they're
have
too
good
afraid.
TV if you're not going to make good game
They're
moves.
sticking
either
their
way.
toe in the water instead of jumping in.
But here's the thing, making good game moves is, to me, I'm like, yeah, that sounds good and all, but there's people in here making no game moves, and they're still here. People that made big game moves are home. Then there's Vanessa making game moves every second, every day, and she's still here. So I'm like, what does that even matter at this point? it doesn't seem to have any effect on the actual outcome.
Why are they keeping Vanessa? Why? We need to get to the bottom of this. No, let's estimate it. Like, let's think from their perspective and say, why are they keeping Vanessa? What do you think?
They're scared.
They're scared of her.
You think it's because they're scared?
Look at what she did to Steve today.
Yeah.
She talked to him like he was a moron. I was like,
that was so mean and so cruel.
But he is, I mean, I think there is something going on with Steve. I think that he has.
I think he may
some
have
social anxiety.
Yeah, he said it too.
Jace bullied him week 1, and now Vanessa's bullying him week 2. It's just
it's so weak.
Well, they also said Becky said that Austin also has bullied him. It hasn't made it on the show, but he's made a lot of comments, a lot of like little nitpicky things, just enough to get under someo's skin.
I think a lot of people in the house were mean to him, actually. I think even Jason was mean to him. He tweeted something out after he got sent out of the house saying, in retrospect, I wish I would have been nicer to Steve.
Yeah, I saw that.
I think a lot of people picked on him, and Johnny Mac was maybe one of the few who really saw him as a human being.
I did like that about Johnny Mac.
Yeah.
Them two together, I really did think was sweet. The quote of Vanessa when she was in the have-nots room, and she was like, she told him, "Say goodbye because you ain't got my vote." She was getting real with him. That was the last night's episode, I believe. At that point, I was okay with what she was doing because she was mad. She found out some information. He was caught in a corner. But I think tonight she really took it over the edge when she didn't need.
She didn't need to get that dirty.
Exactly.
I agree. But I want to bring something up because you mentioned a really good point when we were watching this. Is that for a poker player, her emotions are all over the place.
Holy hell.
She's supposed to be playing this game like this. Didn't she study game and strategy and all of this, as we learned in episode 1? And she's all over the damn place. She carries her emotions around. She tells everybody how she's feeling about each other. And then she's like, there's certain times where she gets emotional. And she's like, don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone. Well, you got to be in control. You got to be in control of your emotions if you're so good.
I think I totally understand what you're saying, and I think that she is a mess. But I don't think, like, we've said this week after week, and people at home are saying it too, and even some of the old HouseGuests said this at the beginning of the season, that Vanessa is playing such a great game. But I'm starting to think, no, actually, she's not. Everybody else is just playing an even worse game. And you're not playing a good game when everyone in the house is saying, oh man, she's playing a great game, because that means you're being so transparent.
Exactly.
I said that 2 weeks ago. I was over it.
It's working. And that's what's very frustrating, is what she's doing is working, whether it's good or not.
Yeah.
I think that
with this group, you're right.
Us twins also kept her around because they thought that they could trust her more than the other people, even though she's been playing every side of the house. I think it's not just that they're afraid of her. They kept saying, well, we know she'd never put us up.
That has a lot to do with it.
Let's talk about the veto, because Vanessa won the veto, that face morphing competition, which is Big Brother Classic.
So hard. That was so difficult.
It was really difficult. I couldn't believe that was Meg's nose.
Me neither.
It looked so crooked.
She couldn't even believe that
cute
she was playing.
And Vanessa obliterated the competition. She got it in the 2-minute range, and the next best was Liz, and she was in the 4-minute range.
Yeah.
Although Meg was doing pretty good. I mean, if Vanessa hadn't gotten that score, I think Meg may have won.
If Vanessa hadn't got that score.
Like, if she hadn't gotten the
she would have.
Because Meg was just about to solve the next one.
She didn't get to, no, you're right. That's too bad. Meg would have won something.
Yeah,
that would have been an interesting.
That would have been. I would have died on the floor to Meg won something. She ain't winning anything.
I wonder what will become of her.
She isn't. I'm over her.
As soon as Vanessa won, John tried to make a deal with her. And she was maybe on board.
Yeah.
And I was like, great, turn the game around.
I was so happy for her. I was like, think by yourself for once and not about your alliance. And I really, honest to God, thought she was going to, especially after her speech to Steve, thought she was going to use it on Johnny.
The alliance that, by the way, is going to pick you off as soon as it gets down to you.
And I loved how he said that. He said, you're on the bottom of the totem pole, even if I leave.
He was so honest with her. And what I loved about Johnny Mac this whole episode,
James Law Jr.'s in the chat. He says hello.
James Law Jr.
I just call him J-Lot. I just called him J-Lot Jew.
That should be your new Twitter handle, James. I love that. What was I talking about?
You know what? Honestly,
changing the knobs.
Oh wait, Johnny Mac.
Yeah.
So
of course, that's what Lauren was talking about.
No, I know I'm a little biased about this, but I was just so into how honest he was being, because he had just given up. Well, not only with Julie, but with Vanessa. He's like, Listen, I don't care. I was
yeah.
gunning against you last week. I came to you. This is what I want to do. I think I'm getting sent home today. I just love that everything that came out of his mouth was just his first thought.
Yeah.
And it was really refreshing
But
to
you
see
can
that.
trust
Yeah.
that kind of player.
Yeah,
That's
that's what
exactly
I'm saying.
it.
Like, he's still playing the game, but he is actually, unlike Vanessa, who says, I'm an honest player, I can stand by my word, he actually can.
Yeah, I wonder, I have a friend who watches this show who always gets frustrated when people say, oh, how could you backstab me? How could you do this?
You have to.
She's like, no, that's very much part of the game, and everyone knows that going
Right.
in. I do wish somebody, and I've never really seen this, even Dr. Will, who's notorious for being honest, still wasn't honest. I wish someone would go in the game and say, okay, Nick and Lauren are my enemies. Guys, you're my enemies. If I get in power, I'm going after you. Grant, never gonna go after you. James Lott
Yeah.
Jr., never gonna go after you. Because then at least you know where I am in the game.
How can
Right.
you win that way,
You
though?
can't. You really can't, because during the weeks it's gonna change who's left and who's not. And I
you have
think
to
if you
think
go
on your
in that
feet.
way, you
That's
never
the
get
difference
far.
between a long-term game and a short-term game,
Yeah.
though, right? Like, if you're long-term, if you're drawing lines in the sand and you're like, here's who I'm rolling with and who I'm not, that you're thinking long-term. If you're going to play
Yeah.
week to week, then you're going to kind of incorporate everyone, which is where they are now. They're all still playing week to
It's
week.
like
And
when Britney
it's the
Spears said she'd stay
anti-floater.
a virgin till marriage, and then she went back on it. You know,
Right.
it's like, like in that moment, she wanted to stay a virgin till marriage, but then she got to be like 18, and she was like, sex time.
No, but I'm just saying, everyone in America hates the floater. So why not just be the antithesis of a floater and say, this is my side?
What would that be called?
Because I think you're any
A swimmer.
A flyer. A floater, I don't
sinker?
know. A sinker. No, sinker we said.
I know, but
sinker
a
we
player.
said.
Player.
Meg's a sinker.
Meg is such a sinker.
She's just sitting at the bottom of the pool and ain't nobody noticed. That's
I mean,
Yeah.
the girl is never gonna win.
Do you think she can swim?
She might win. Yeah, I do. But she might win. She might win $50,000 runner-up prize. Because
I don't know. If she
everyone
wins
would win.
runner-up, I question it all.
Yeah, but I would take her to the final two because I'd win against her.
Yeah. That is so smart. God,
Yeah,
she
but-
might be the smartest girl in America.
I can bet she isn't.
See, I
No,
would-
Meg,
I don't know.
nothing personal. I'm not either, but
I don't know. I don't feel too good about her hanging on that long. I know you guys like don't care either way, but I think she'll probably go during double eviction because it's an easy one. It doesn't really step on anyone's toes.
Yeah.
They're
blood
so
on your
afraid.
hand.
They're
Yeah.
so afraid of that.
Is anyone else sick of people saying blood on your hands?
A lot. Yeah.
is that because
Yeah,
I
I'm
just
tired
said
of
it? So that's
No,
a
no,
little
no,
rude
no.
of you.
No.
not you,
I know
honey.
what you mean.
I'm saying the people on the show. It's like we get that sometimes
Yeah.
you're gonna look like the bad guy, but you are the bad guy.
You're in
sometimes.
And that's,
Right.
and
Yeah.
that's why I knew once Vanessa won that power of veto, I knew she wasn't going to use it because I knew they weren't going to want her to use it. Then she's talking about how she could, and she talked with Jonny or whatever. I knew she wasn't going to use it. They're not going to do it.
She should have done it because nothing would have happened to her anyway.
I wish she would. I wish. I was like, okay, everything, all these little twists, I don't see them really paying off majorly.
No, I would agree.
Rachel Riley, a former contestant, according to BB17, P. Bentley, says, Rachel Riley always said to only make 2-week deals, no long-term deals. I think that's actually a very smart strategy.
Because you
won.
don't take a target,
yeah.
but that also leaves you to be a floater if after 2 weeks something changes. Like
No,
if
no,
we look
no.
at the
No, it
strongest
doesn't.
people, yeah, but look at the strongest people in the house. It's the longest alliance. It's not the people that are making quick ones every week. The strongest people
You're
are
right.
twins and Austin.
You're right. This season, you're absolutely
This
right.
season.
I see what you're saying.
Long
If everyone went under that consensus, sure. But if the whole house isn't playing like that, I don't want to be the only guy making 2-week deals.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. These 2-weekers are expendable. Like Johnny Mac went home, so and he made deals throughout.
Maybe the best way to do it is to make your alliance in the beginning, but not to set your enemies out until you
Yes.
reach them.
Do you ever wonder? I think I've thought about this for years and years. I've
Picture you up at night. Like, oh,
I've been
what?
watching since I was in 3rd grade.
Okay,
By
what
the
is
way,
it?
everyone liked that Julie Chen goldfish story.
That was funny.
Let me
Yes.
tell you one more thing, okay? Because they love it. The people love it. No, I'm just kidding. I had a Big Brother yearly party every year. Lauren used to
I
attend.
attended a couple.
And I, one year, when I was going into 9th grade, and like, I didn't have money. Like, I didn't make money. I didn't have a job.
You
I was
weren't
in
a
school.
worker.
I asked my mom, I was like, can we get a cotton candy machine and a Julie Chen pinata? And she was like, I know how much the show means to you. Here's like $50. Spend it how you want. And when you're that young, like $50 is actually a lot of money.
You can do a
Actually,
lot.
now $50 is a lot of money. But
Yeah.
I went and I rented a cotton candy machine and got a pinata that
Where did you find a Julie Chen pinata?
I worked with a different pinata.
Okay.
Made it more Julie Chen-like.
Did you buy a
I
Dora
like
the
it.
Explorer one, as I recall? Was it a Dora the Explorer pinata?
That season, they had the same haircut.
Really? I love that.
So
I was forgetting about this,
I ripped
and that
her
was the year
face
that I
off.
brought the pasties,
Yeah.
not boob pasties. It's a food from
If
the
you're
Upper
from
Peninsula of Michigan.
You know. And that was the prize.
nipple
I thought I was the only one at viewing parties for reality shows.
No, girl, like I had
love that.
the party of the century.
We should
Weird,
have
because
one
we've been
on
on this
there.
panel now, and I've yet to get invited to any viewing.
I haven't
party.
had one yet.
Okay, just
I haven't
making
had
sure.
one either.
By
yet.
the way, we're gonna crash. I didn't tell you this, but we're crashing the after party in West Hollywood this year.
Ooh,
Why not?
You guys should
Might as
join
well.
us.
Yeah, we will Periscope you in.
Yes, that would be fun.
Yeah.
Let's talk about what happened after that. At the veto ceremony, obviously she didn't use it. Not obviously, because I think she should have, but she made it clear she wasn't going to really use it because Austin said no, and she was playing Austin's game and
wait,
not her own.
wait. Before
And
we
he's playing hers, so
jump
it's like-
past this,
Yeah.
I'm just, when she keeps saying that she really tried so hard for Johnny Mac to convince the twins, like she didn't really, because I
didn't.
definitely believe she could have convinced the twins otherwise.
Well, the twins said, Vanessa, we're doing whatever you want to do in the
Exactly.
next episode. So obviously, they're very influenced by her.
And she did, and I don't know, that's, I guess, my only point. I was just a little upset because I feel like she really thought that she tried that hard.
She tried. She didn't stick his neck out for him,
No.
though. Her neck out for
The
him.
power she has amazes me. It amazes me.
That was me sticking someone else's neck out for me.
Not to any of the. We're not going to talk about any of the Big Brother contestants per se. We're going to talk about a new member of the house, Zingbot, because Zingbot came back into the house this year, and I gotta say, I've liked Zingbot in previous seasons much more. I didn't think he was zingy enough.
I thought it was okay. It was pretty funny.
It's fine. Did you laugh? I didn't laugh.
I didn't laugh. I chuckled in my head a little.
Did you?
But not-
I don't even think I did.
Okay.
It was fun. There was the biggest burn, I think, was Austin having a girlfriend, that coming out in the house. But I guess everyone's already known that in the house.
That is actually upsetting, and I would like them to talk about that a little more. I know there's a lot of game to be played, but come on, I want to hear this controversy.
Well, let's put a pin in Zingbot combo and throw it over to Grant's rants. You want to?
Please. Oh, yeah.
Sure.
You have that letter. So Grant, I believe, if he's still up for it, is going to do a quick,
Oh, yeah.
dramatic reading for us.
Well, I'll give you a little context first.
Yeah,
Yes.
tell us what it is.
Of an Emerson piece.
A letter has been released online, and it's coming from Austin's ex, perhaps current. I'm going with current girlfriend. Her sister. So, okay, if you can follow that, good. There was a picture
his
posted of a printed letter in like a medieval script.
Of course.
So already we're like, get ready. Now I don't have the whole letter. I don't have the whole letter in front of me because it was taken down, but I have excerpts and.
Well, that
and
means
this
it's going to be
little bit of a
good if it was
follow-up.
taken down.
So here's a little portion of it. It says, I will try my best to win it, Big Brother 17. But I want you to know that I will do it with class and with your honor in my mind. I will not do anything to embarrass you or myself, and I hope that you will realize this as time passes. Austin.
No, Austin.
Austin,
Do we believe
what
it?
class has been demonstrated so far?
He doesn't think that made it on air.
You guys, it was Judas he was speaking of. Judas was classy.
holy
This is-
He does have that top hat.
Wouldn't that
Very
be nice
classy.
in life? You could do anything you want. You could speed. You could get a parking ticket. You say, "Oh, Judas." Those.
Yeah, that wasn't me.
I know.
I put on the hat. I was wearing my hat when I wrote you this letter.
Wait. So yeah.
That's
let's
called
see
being
the
crazy.
response.
It's alternate personality
So
disorder.
Megan's girlfriend's sister continues to talk, and she released this little statement on her Twitter account, and she said, "My sister tried to break up with him prior to the show, but he convinced her out of I'm reading this word for it. He convinced her out of it because he stated that he was only doing it for her, and he would think of her morning and night. She never agreed to
Must have left a lot of time open in the midday.
She never agreed to an open relationship or to explore other options. So that was my question. It was like, well, is this kind of an agreement where they're like, go into this house, do whatever you got to do to win, like you have my blessing, like fight dirty, whatever. No, there was no agreement.
Though. It sounds like maybe it's not a good relationship, and he's like realizing that now that he has another romantic.
he was
You're
trying
going
to
to put the
hold
word
on.
maybe in front of that? I'm pretty definite that's not a good
I have a
relationship. Sleep
theory.
with.
I have a theory from this letter. Like, you know how some couples have babies to keep their marriage or
Yes.
their relationship together?
Yeah.
I think for Austin and this chick, Big Brother was supposed to be their baby. And it turns out that was a really bad idea because their baby turned into Liz and now he's dating her under the covers.
To your point,
Yeah.
he did say that he was doing the show to create business contacts to better them as a
That's
couple.
what I'm saying.
That was in the letter. Now, this letter is being questioned if it really was written by him. Of course, it's a typed letter, so you can't match up handwriting or anything like that. But
It seems like him.
I would believe this letter. Didn't he study medieval literature or romance
And in
novels?
fact,
whatever?
he's read a poem here on AfterBuzz TV.
Oh, he has?
Yeah, he read a poem that he wrote for one of our amazing producers and engineers, Marissa, to her
Oh, that's
on
interesting.
live
Yeah,
television.
Austin is an AfterBuzz.
Yeah, that's what's so crazy. It's like we hate talking about him this way because he's kind of one of us, but at the same time, he's acting weird. So
Yeah, well, we can comment on his game.
We gotta call his game a spade. And
Oh.
his game has been cray.
Hang on one second. I feel no guilt for talking about these people as players.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I don't
No,
know
we've
them
talked
as
about it a
human
million
beings.
times.
Yeah.
That's exactly it.
Right,
That's
I
what
just
I'm
like to
saying.
give that disclaimer.
No, absolutely.
Because,
Yeah.
like, for example, Audrey, we were supposed to talk to tonight, and I would not. I mean, I said things about Audrey where I'm like, oh, that was a terrible game move. That was
Yeah.
she's being cray. I don't know her.
I'm sure she's a
Yeah.
wonderful
She's
gal.
probably lovely.
But you know what? Even the players in the house sort of function off of that because in there they even know the real people. But as soon as they're enemies and one leaves the house, it's like, okay, bye. I'm sure we'll be friends after this. So I feel like that's just the general rule of around the show, which I like. I like that.
Audrey and Clay are very good friends outside of the show, and we saw how that relationship went when they were in the house. So yeah, I mean, it's two different sides of the coin.
Right.
Can we talk about Liz confronting Jonny tonight? Because I thought that was some major BS. She was like, yo, Jonny, why did you blow up the 5-person alliance to Vanessa? And he's like, because you guys nominated me.
The fact that she would even think that, like, yeah, he's backed into a corner, so he's gonna protect himself. He's not gonna say, "Oh, but I don't want to hurt the twins. So I'll just go home."
That's
No.
how bad their game. That's how bad they are at playing.
Yeah,
the
but you
game.
think she actually believes it, or she's trying to play like a Vanessa mind game and just failing?
No, I think she's not smart enough to do that.
I think she's a moron.
I think that they are so arrogant and so egotistical that they just don't understand how anyone could ever go against them.
And they like
Yeah.
Jeb Bush.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, some folks
Sorry.
at home might like Jeb Bush.
He hates
No, but-
women, so I can't get on board.
Well, he loves Liz and Julia.
Yeah, well, Liz and Julia love him.
Joey.
Wow, I just slipped a little political thing.
You did.
I like it. I
Didn't
like
see it
it.
coming, you know. Cheryl isn't saying anything.
Oh, this is the Big
I don't think it's
Brother
aired yet for them.
It's behind, yeah. They're just getting a lot of cojones to start running this house because they're with Austin and they think they're big and powerful at the moment. So
And they're
that-
unstoppable.
She would have never been out there cut 2 weeks ago having a conversation like that.
I would never take her seriously if she came to me with anything like that. I'd be like, really?
Yeah.
Really? Okay, bye. I mean, that would be the conversation.
I wrote down here, I was taking notes, and I said, he played the game. Like, when your back is up against the wall, you have to do
Right.
whatever it takes. And he played the game. And unfortunately, it didn't work out for him. But, Liz, you have cast a spell. It is a coincidence that you're still in this house. But that is a stupid game move. That is on top of a number of game moves you've made that are bad. That is another game move that is bad. To make an alliance with everyone in the house, because then you have to go back on one of your words.
One of your words. You can
Not two of
not
your
two,
words.
just one.
Just one.
I thought
true.
I wish he would have fought her even harder. I mean, I
Yeah.
know he was just in shock that she even had the audacity to confront him, but I wish he would have said, because I wanted Vanessa to use a veto on me, because you went back on your alliance with me and put me up on the block.
He's
I
not
wish he would have
that
been
type
that direct.
of player, which I guess in the end I do like that about him because
Right.
he doesn't. I haven't seen him get really aggressive. I mean, that little thing between Clay, Vanessa, and him, but
Yeah.
he never really cuts that line and becomes aggressive and emotional, which I think leaves him on a level playing field to be able to align with almost anyone in the house.
You okay over there?
Yeah,
I
what-
was just thinking about him.
Johnny
about
Mac.
him in general.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy his exit
Lauren-
interview?
Yes.
Lauren, I want you to pretend that camera is Johnny
Yes,
Mac.
oh, this
you
is
have
so-
10 seconds.
I kind of want to.
No, you have
I want to
15
roll.
seconds. You have,
Go ahead.
you
Go
have
ahead.
an
This is
Instagram
you.
video length to convince him.
Yeah.
I want to hear what you say to him.
Hi, Johnny. I just want to say that I think you are such an incredible person. I think you're so funny. You make me laugh so much. You make me smile so much.
5 seconds.
I'd really like the opportunity to go on a date with you. So if you want to,
Are you going to
be
tell him
my
about your
friend.
boyfriend?
I do have a boyfriend of 2
okay.
years, and I told him he has to be okay with us going on a date, and that's how I feel about that.
Is
so.
he okay?
You know, we're working on it. We're working through it.
Good.
Wait, Audrey is live on You now.
Oh, really?
Audrey.
Must have been a little.
Unless there was a miscommunication and she somehow thought it was next week, but I did say this Thursday.
I'm sure that's what it was.
Yeah, I'm sure that is. Hopefully we'll get her for next week, guys.
Cool.
We're going through this on air.
Well, we're just working through everything.
All right, I want to hear predictions of what you guys. Wait, sorry, I'm
We
cutting
should probably
you off.
get through the
I just
end.
am dying to know.
No, that's great.
Oh, okay, good. I didn't want to
We
cut you
can't
off
talk
there.
about who won HOH, although we all know.
Oh, I was gonna pretend like I didn't know and just have predictions, but I do know.
Let's pretend we don't know.
Okay, we'll say who we
Let's
want.
go back. Okay, bye.
So we're saying, did we want to say anything about Jonny Mac's exit? I just thought it was really cute.
I wanted to comment on it in general. I think that the last 2 weeks, for what I've been getting watching him on the feeds, and just kind of, it hasn't really shown on camera on the actual show itself, but I think he's been kind of like slowly slowing his roll with this game, kind of like feeling it out, like it's kind of wrapping up for him. And of course, the way the show is edited, they want to make everyone look like they're fighting for their lives. But I'm like I said last week, I feel like his time is slowly running out. And it kind of did, so we'll see.
I was still bummed that they voted him out because
Same.
I thought getting Steve out would have been a smarter move for many of them. At least we always know Jonny Mac's honest. He's been aligned with just a couple of people, so he's kind of a free agent and could go either way. And I think that he would have been a good player for the people to keep because he could have gone with either side.
Can I tell you my prediction?
Sure.
I predict I'm going to be really bored with the rest of the season.
You
Johnny
do.
Mac was like
I'm
my
already there
last.
sometimes.
Yeah. I didn't want him to go home. I really didn't.
Yeah.
And I thought once Steve lied and it came out that he lied and then he was playing the whole, like, was it this week or last week to Vanessa?
Right.
What more ammunition did she need to go and convince? She has convinced other people with less
But she's
ammunition
not.
a lot
She's
of
playing
times.
someone else's game.
Exactly.
She's playing the
She
game
had
of
the
two
power.
people who won't play for
Please.
her.
Yeah, but these people are afraid of her, so that's why I'm like, use that fear and use it to your advantage and do what you
And
want.
get her and the twins out.
See, I still think they're all playing her game.
That's what I'm saying. So
yeah.
she needs to use that fear, the fact that they're afraid of her, and play her own game and stand up for herself. Like, I think she could have used Jonny Mac to her advantage.
Well, she realized that, but
I
they
would
went with the
love-
house. They went with the house.
She could have spun the house, though, seeing her track record.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
Easily.
She didn't try as hard as she claims.
No.
but-
No, she didn't.
I would absolutely love to see James win HOH. I
That
would
would be
love to
nice.
see him
Yes.
make some decisions. I think he's the only one that can rattle the twins' cage, even though they've been aligned and he was safe with Meg. But it's like he's not going to go after Meg. Maybe he would put up an. I don't know. I think he would really shake
I
things
agree.
up.
We need that side of the house
Yes.
to get going again.
Also,
It's
I
their
want
turn.
to see not Vanessa. Oh my gosh, I want to see Jackie come back into the house because I do think out of everybody, she's going to play the hardest. It felt like Jonny Mac was giving up when Julie was like, "You have
Yeah.
a chance to get back in the house." He's like, "Oh man,
We'll see. We'll
He
see.
looked, I have to be honest,
We'll
I
give
mean,
it a
I still
shot.
find him to be very attractive, but he did look like he'd been on a bit of a bender.
Definitely.
Yeah.
it's been a tough week."
Yeah, exactly.
You guys, any more predictions before we wrap up?
I predict that Steve is going to be my least favorite player this week, and
Already?
that says a lot because there are
Vanessa?
some people over
Yeah,
there that I'm really.
over
I was
Vanessa.
ready to
And
see them
Austin?
go before I even came
Yeah.
here.
There's only one person I cringe a little. Like, no offense to the dude, but I start to cringe when I hear him talking game or anything. I'm like,
Who do you want to see go?
I'd like to see one of the twins go. I think that'd be interesting.
Yeah.
that would spice it up for you so you're not bored. I think
wanna
that
see
you would start to like.
Liz go.
Liz would be, I mean,
The
yeah,
showmans
she
and the
makes
twin.
a lot bigger moves than Julia does. Julia just kind of goes along with everything.
Yeah.
What?
Julie Chen.
Julia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think Julie
Chen is making some big Julie Chen.
She's so ballsy out there.
She's on the talk.
Well, I have wanted to see Austin
That's
go
about it.
for weeks. I want to see Austin go for weeks. That's who I want to see go. But that's just, I don't know.
think-
Please, Vanessa, can you make your exit now, please?
If
Can we
Austin
usher you
goes,
out?
he's running the twins. So I think they would lose. Even though they have the power of the twin, I think they would become very weak without Austin.
I think that's who you take out first.
Interesting.
You guys, we have a lot of thinking to do all week. We'll be tweeting all week. Do you guys tweet throughout the week about
Yeah.
Big Brother?
I do.
yeah.
Yeah, I
I
do.
tweet every
Love it.
day. You guys can tweet at us. We can talk Big Brother. We
Yes.
can talk game. We love hearing from you guys. You guys are the best. Thank you so much for watching. You
So
guys want to say
sincere.
goodbye and give them the location of your home address.
Oh, great. Well, I live, not kidding. You can find me at LoloLogro on Instagram and Twitter, and I will also be doing a show at the Viper Room on September 9th at 9 p.m. on Sunset Boulevard.
nice.
So come on down and hear me sing. I'd love to see you there.
You guys can follow me at Nicholas Grava, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. Snap along while we're watching. I won't be singing any show at the Viper, but I will be in attendance of the show.
You guys can find me on Twitter at Grants__Rants. You can also find me on my new podcast, Grants Rants Hollywood Talk. It's a little bit of Hollywood Talk. It's a one-on-one profile. It's available now on iTunes. Search Grants Rants Hollywood Talk.
I'm gonna do that.
Please do. It's good. It's good. 3 episodes are up. More to come.
Guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm John Manganello. You can find me at Jonny Mangs on Twitter and Instagram. We love you so much.
We love you.
Mwah.
Thank
Bye,
you
guys.
for being so amazing.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.